Okay, so now it's live streaming. And now I'll be covering the difference between local and cloud recordings. The primary difference between these two is where the recorded files are stored. Local recordings are saved directly to the user's computer as MP4 files and can be accessed offline. These files are typically stored in a Zoom folder in the user's documents directory, unless a different location is selected. This option is free to use and is ideal for users who want full control over the recordings without needing an internet connection. Cloud recordings, on the other hand, are stored on Zoom servers per a paid subscription. They can only be accessed with an internet connection through the Zoom hub, either on the Zoom website or then the Zoom application under the meeting and recording section. Cloud recordings are easier to share, more secure, and better suited for professional and collaborative environments.
Okay, now I am going to be sharing my screen and explain some of the features of Zoom Hub. So this is the Zoom Hub, which is a new feature, and the home serves as like the main dashboard and gives quick access to recent like files and some of these tools. So you here have docs, which allow users to create like texts, documents, notes, and outlines here. Then you have data tables, which it's like a spreadsheet similar to Excel, and you can organize tasks and structure information. Here you have clips. Well, right now, since I'm in a Zoom meeting and sharing my screen, I can't do, but it helps to plan for events, the Zoom meetings. Then you have your folder here that you can create a folder and put your files in it. And then here you can import other files to the Zoom. Then now we go on to My Files, where these are all your files. And here you have the meeting summaries made by the AI companion and your meeting recordings, which if you record to the local or to cloud, you can see them here. And these are other docs and spreadsheets that I have made. Then you go to shared with me, which is basically clips that are shared with you that users allowed for you to see. And then you have starred, which are like basically your favorite tabs and the most important files that you want to save. Here's your trash for any deleted files so you can recover them if you need to. And then here are your meetings, which here is our business tech class that is recorded to the cloud and is made available for all the students to see. So yeah, and then here's my meetings. Then we have shared folders where basically you can make a shared folder. So here it says that it's a central space for your team to organize and share all the team docs. So you can all create a shared folder and upload whatever is necessary. And now I am going to edit my AI companion summary. So first I am going to change the template. I'm going to try a few because these take long to process. But this is the one-on-one. It changes the key takeaways, just discussion topics, challenges, and action items. So here, it makes them a little bit different. Benefits, challenges, cancel it. Then you have the stand-up, which is quick updates. Which it makes a chart. I like this one because it's simple. It gives a few bullet points, but not that many, and shows like team updates, what I've done in progress. Then brainstorm. This storms new topics, like the topics you've said. So it shows all my Zoom recording methods, how I live stream to YouTube, everything. I think this is the one I'm going to save, the one I like the most. And now I am going to enhance it, and I want to generate more details for all. So more like key takeaways, which is good. No, going to show a little more information. And yeah, this is great because it gave me more key takeaways of each aspect, the local recording, cloud recording, live streams, benefits, and how it applies to business. And yeah, that's all. And now I am going to end the stop sharing, I mean. And we're all gonna give some ideas of and opinions of why the Zoom Hub is like good and why it's helpful. I personally think it's helpful for organizing materials for Zoom classes and group projects all in one place. It makes collaboration easier. Now, anyone from the group, any opinions?
I really liked how you can go to the meetings and see like the prior meetings and you even have the AI summaries there. I think that's super useful for like other people in the meetings and accessible for them. It's really useful for students as well.
I thought it was just a good feature in general, and I know it's new. And I think it did a great job of keeping all of like the Zoom's main tools in one place and keeping things really organized. And I liked how the toolbar on the left is like pretty condensed than on your regular Zoom account. So it just makes things really easy to find, especially the features that you're most using and looking for.
I really liked like the chat feature, just being able to kind of quickly coordinate with like your team members for an upcoming Zoom meeting is just seems very helpful to me and something that I'd use in the future.
Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about some other features. So first for the co-host feature. So since Travis is the original host of the meeting and he already made myself along with everyone else in the meeting co-host, I can't show how to promote someone else to a co-host, but how you would do it is you would go to all the participants in the meeting and find the person's name that you want to make co-host. And then you want to make sure that before the meeting, you have this feature enabled in your settings. So you have to have that first before you can actually do it within the meeting. And co-hosts pretty much have a lot of the same features as the host, so they can start or stop recordings, mute or unmute people, manage the breakout rooms, and admit people into the meeting. So a lot of the stuff that the host can do just in order to run the meeting smoothly. For breakout rooms, now I can share my screen. And for breakout rooms, it's right here, or it would be under more. But to set them up, you would just click breakout rooms. And then here is where you would choose the amount of rooms you want. And if you want to assign them automatically, manually, or let the participants of the meeting choose which room they want to go into. And then you would just press create here. I'm not going to do it now, but that's what you would do. And I think breakout rooms are really pretty much used for small group discussions and private conversations. And I don't believe they are part of the cloud recording. So I think that the host of the meeting would just use them to divide people to work in smaller groups, much like we did last week in class. For the spotlight feature, you go onto, I'm just going to use Travis as an example. The spotlight feature is pretty much used to kind of force one person's video onto everyone's screen. So I think that this can be useful when somebody is presenting and you want everyone to listen to that one person or look at their video, or teachers could just use it in general. In order to spotlight someone, you, the host or the co-host only has this ability, but you would go to somebody's video and then just hit spotlight for everyone. And then afterwards, you would just remove the spotlight. And now Travis is going to talk about polls. So I'm going to stop screen sharing.
Polls can be found right next to the three dots here, polls and quizzes. And then we can create one and just with any question and choices. And they can show up for like all the members in the chat. And yeah, so now all the people in chat will have this poll and they can answer it. And we get the responses. And yeah,
So next, I'm going to be going over how to use the chat and the different functions that it has. So first, I'm going to share my screen. So there's two forms of chat. You have the public chat and the private chat. To do public chat, it is already kind of default set to everyone. If I type a message, everyone in the Zoom should be able to see this message. If I want to do a private message, I can select here and I'll select Travis. Hello, Travis. And only Travis should be able to see that message. This is helpful. If you're in a Zoom meeting and you have a specific question for somebody, you can send it only to them and not interrupt the rest of the meeting. Or if you have a general question that other people might have, it's great to kind of put it in the general chat so everyone can see. Next, I'm going to show you live transcription. So live transcription, in order to enable it, you would click more, and one of these options would be transcript. Since I've already selected it, it's on the bottom here. And as you can see here, it is live translating everything I say. Um, and this is just really useful if, sometimes you don't want to have your volume all the way up. And so you can still follow along in the meeting using the live transcript. Now, um, in order to do remote control, oops, sorry. Um, I will I will ask somebody to share their screen, please. I will stop. Um,
I will share my screen now.
okay, so now in order to do remote control, you can't see my end of the screen. However, there will be a tab at the top that says Nika's screen, and I will click the three dots and request remote control. Now this should pop up on her screen right there, and she can press approve. And from here, I'm able to actually control her screen. I'm moving this. If I click, I can click on my files. I can click on shared with me. Um, and this is just really useful if, you know, somebody's presenting a report, and management kind of wants to access the report, maybe showcase specific files or specific data. They're able to do that with the remote control feature. And that's essentially it. Thank you.
I'll stop sharing. Wait, how do I? Yeah.
I stopped the recording here.
Yeah.